representative? Nope. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to call to order the meeting of the Merrimack Planning Board for September 21st, 2021. Let me remind everybody that may address the board to make sure the microphones are turned on and you speak clearly into them. Please also ensure that everybody that speaks will introduce yourself by name and address for the record. By way of announcement, our next planning board meeting after tonight is currently scheduled for October 5th, 2021 at 7 p.m. in this Matthew Thornton room. For those that are here for various agenda items, my understanding is that item 4 on our agenda, which is LNF Realty Trust, and item 6 on our agenda, which is Gary and Diane Corrales, have all requested a continuance, and so I don't expect that there will be any material discussion on those items tonight. There will be discussion on item number 5, and that's the only agenda item probably will have any substantive discussion. That completes the normal call to order, and we have the rare treat of considering and entering into a non-public session tonight to have a discussion with legal counsel over pending claims or litigation involving an appeal of one of our prior decisions of the board. And so, to that end, if one of the board members would consider making a motion to enter a non-public session pursuant to RSA 91A3, Roman numeral 2E, that would be in order.
I will so move.
Is there a second?
I will second.
Okay, and looks like we're to do a roll call vote for this. So, Nelson, let's appoint you into a voting position first,
Yeah.
and then
And then
how do you,
I'll vote in favor of this motion. I just second.
Likewise.
Chris? I vote yes. You
Aye.
vote yes. Okay, we are in a non-public session. We're going to conduct that session downstairs in the town council's conference room. And so, for those members of the public, hang out, and we'll be back in a little bit.
got so many, I don't know what to do. Robert.
Yeah. It's not that interesting to
That
watch the
means you
planning
guys
board
get
anyway.
home earlier.
Okay, everybody set?
Yep.
Okay, so let's reconvene the meeting of the Merrimack Planning Board for Tuesday, September 21st, 2021. On the advice of legal counsel, we have a matter that we've previously heard, which we've discovered has a defect in the notice to abutters. The matter has also been appealed by an abutter to the court. And so let me read into the agenda what that matter was, and then we can decide what action to take as a board. North Shore Trailer and Suspension LLC as the applicant and Joseph Nissim as the owner. Continued review for consideration of a waiver of full site plan review to operate a trailer suspension and repair business. The parcel's located at 20 Star Drive in the I-1 Industrial and the Aquifer Conservation District, tax map 3D1, lot 12, case planning board 2021-21. And upon the advice of counsel after discussion, it appears the appropriate action is to undertake a motion to ask the court to remand the matter to us for a rehearing. What's the will of the board?
I will so move.
Is there
Second the motion.
second by Nelson? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Any abstaining? So we have 5, not 4.
Five.
I said 4 in downstairs. 5-0-0 to reconsider, ask the court to remand it for our reconsideration. Okay, and let's return to our regularly scheduled agenda. Item, let's see, Planning and Zoning Administrator's Report is the next item on our business. Casey, do you have a report for us?
Just the regional impact determination.
Mike?
Is your mic on, Casey?
It was up but not close to my face. I apologize.
Okay. So we have a regional impact recommendations that are asking us to find which projects?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the first,
It's the regional impact.
regional. Sorry, okay, got it.
It's the Gary and Diane Kadalis project is recommended to not be of regional impact.
And if we're not
Yes. that's
moving
correct.
on this tonight, do we still need to do this?
Yeah, there's no reason not to. You
Okay.
can get that out of the
All
way.
right, I'll so move.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
So motion and a second to uphold the staff's recommendation that this matter is not of regional impact. All in favor say aye.
Aye?
Any opposed? Any opposed? Any abstaining? 5-0-0.
Was that Nelson that seconded?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else for the Planning and Zoning Administrator's report?
Nope, that was it.
Okay. Any questions by members of the board? Then seeing none. Item 3 on our agenda is L and F Realty Trust as the applicants and owners. Continued review for acceptance and consideration of a site plan amendment to modify site lighting and add additional pavement and related improvements. The parcel is located at 396 Daniel Webster Highway in the C2 General Commercial, R4 Residential, Aquifer Conservation, and Elderly Housing Overlay Districts. Tax map 4D3, lot 32, case planning board 2021-26. Casey, is there anything that we need to know from this one before we consider a motion to continue? Or
Nope.
request for
Yep,
continuance?
just that they asked for a continuance.
Do we have a date that they've requested for the
Y-
continuance?
Yes, the
October 19th.
October 19th, the second planning board meeting in October.
Okay, what's the will of the board?
I will so move with no further notice to abutters.
Is there a second?
I'll second that, but, I'm just questioning this part about no additional notice.
That's the standard for continuances.
That's the way we do it, okay, all right.
Yeah, it just keeps the applicant from renoticing it. I think the one other thing that I would add to the agenda on this one is as a matter that arises out of an enforcement action by the department. And my understanding is that the intention of this continuance is to provide the applicant one last shot at getting their information in. And so I think the recommendation of staff is, and certainly what I would support, is that there wouldn't be further continuances after this date.
I'll include that in the original motion.
Okay.
This will be the final continuance.
Final continuance absent extreme circumstances. Okay.
I'll agree with that as the second.
Excellent. Okay, with that in mind, if there's no further discussion or issue, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? 500. Thank you for that. Item 4 on our agenda is Crystal Felix as the applicant and Annabelle Rivera Jr. as the owner.
Actually, it's 5.
Fine.
You're going in the old agenda,
Oh, you're right. Mine-
just to clarify.
I didn't reprint with the new numbering. Okay, item 5 on our agenda.
Yep.
Crystal Felix as the applicant and Annabelle Rivera Jr. as the owner. Consideration of a conditional use permit under section 2.02.1.A.2.F of the zoning ordinance to permit a family childcare home as defined by New Hampshire state requirements for a home occupation. The parcel is located at 182 Babusick Lake Road in the R3 Residential District, Tax Map 5B, Lot 65, Case Planning Board 2021-36. Casey, is there anything that we need to know before we hear from the applicant?
Nope, you've heard a similar case in January. This is before the board because it is a home occupation 2, because they will be having visitors at their home business, which is why this is before the board for a conditional use permit.
Okay. And I know that there's a couple of different provisions that deal with the number of kiddos that they could have in a home occupation childcare. It's outlined in your memo. There's 2 different levels, and we could permit either of the first 2 levels. Is that correct?
Yeah, or the board can just go down the route of capping it at the 12 so that they don't have to come back,
That makes
whatever
sense.
the will of the board is.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Come on forward. Grab a seat at the table. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
I'm Crystal Felix of 182 Babusick Lake.
Crystal, make
Touch the
sure your
button.
mic is on.
Yeah.
Bright,
Push where it says push. It gets brighter.
Crystal Felix of
Perfect.
182 Babusick Lake Road.
Excellent. You don't have to hold it. It'll stay on once you touch it. But okay. So tell us about what you're proposing for your childcare business.
So I am a former home childcare provider for Massachusetts, 6 years. We just got here to Merrimack. So I'm proposing to open up a small in-home daycare of about 6 kids.
Okay. Would you have employees that help you with that?
I will not.
So all by yourself, just you or you and your family members would
Yeah,
run it?
just by myself.
Okay. And you said up to 6 kids. Do you know what the hours are that you would operate?
So I'm looking to open from 7 in the morning to 5:30 p.m. Most likely it won't be those hours. It's just, I want to kind of feel, I'm not from here, so I don't know what the parents need. Normally over there I do 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. And I'm kind of hoping to stay on the same track, but,
Depends on customer
right,
need.
I'm trying to get at least approved from like 7 to 5:30 just to see how I can get the customers
Okay.
in here.
Any evening hours on occasions or, date nights for the couples where they can do the kids or,
No,
how about weekends, Saturday or Sunday?
no.
Okay. So the traffic that the neighbors might expect is something like 5 or 6 kids getting dropped off in the morning and at
Correct.
various times that are convenient to the parents.
Right, and usually I work through contracted hours per parent. I don't normally have parents say everyone can come at 7 and everyone could pick up at 4. It's usually contracted hours. Some parents drop off at 7, 7:15, 7:30. Same thing with pickup.
Okay.
And it just makes handing off the children, drop off, pickup a little bit easier for myself.
Now, I see you supplied us with several pictures of your driveway,
Correct.
which is huge. There's lots of space on the driveway for cars to pull in and turn around and be able to get out of there. Do you think there's going to be any issue with the number of cars that you have dropping off in the space that you have available for them?
I don't believe so.
I don't either.
I'm familiar with the property. I drive by it all the time, and I can't imagine there'd be an issue.
Yeah. I'm sure I drive by it because I drive up and down Babusick Lake Road all the time, but I honestly can't put my mind into which property it is.
Corner of Bambi and Babusick.
Oh, yes, I know that property.
Yeah.
My son used to hang out with the former owner's kiddos, and I could probably yell to your house from mine. Yep, I know the one you're talking about. Yes,
Yep.
huge driveway. Used to be a big motorhome, but they
Yep.
parked in there all the time. So,
Still is in the picture.
and some cool Halloween decorations that
Yes.
they would always put up.
Yep.
Okay, so no employees, hours, business hours essentially. Do you ever think it's gonna grow to be more than 6 kids, or it's always gonna be just that?
I believe we're gonna stick to 6 kids.
Okay. Tell me about the configuration of the swimming pool that you have and how it's sort of gonna be safe for the kiddos.
Sure. So the swimming pool is above ground. It's completely fenced in all around and it has a deck. The deck has 2 gates. Both gates are locked inside. So
Okay.
the kids won't have access to it.
Will there be any outside play area for the kids?
So if approved, we're looking at, I don't know if you can see the side of the house, so not where the driveway is, but the opposite end of the house. We're looking to put a small play area on that side. If licensing requires a fence, then we'd add like a small fencing area on that side of the fence, and the fencing would end before where the pool is.
Okay. I gotcha.
That'll be regulated by the state.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you explain that one more time? Is it on the, well, I guess north is up on this, so
This area right here.
is that what she means?
Yep.
Or was it back here?
It's this area right here.
Yeah? How do you
Not
know
be-
that?
Because that's what she said.
Oh, yeah? That's what I was asking her. I didn't hear.
Okay.
You want to just give us the location one more time for where the play area will be?
So
if there
it's
is one?
going to be on the opposite side of the house from the driveway, so the complete opposite end.
Okay.
So it's shown in this satellite picture where there's some trees and things?
Yeah.
Correct, Siri. It's pretty, it looks like it's like all trees there, it's not, it's pretty empty.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it'll be on the front or the side or the
On
back?
the side, it's going to be on the
house.
side, yep.
Okay. Now, inside your house, how much space are you going to use for the kiddos?
So the room that I'm looking to use is going to be a finished basement area. It's 261 square feet. The entrance to that area is also on the side of the house. So the parents can either, depending on what licensing says, drop off at the front door, which has a walkway, or we're gonna put some pavers on the front of the house going towards the side door,
Okay.
which will also be the play area.
So you can enter the basement area from the exterior of the home directly?
Yes,
And then you could obviously enter it from somewhere inside the house, so you got
Correct.
2 ways
The-
of in and
Yep.
out?
The main front door and then in the basement itself, yes.
Okay. What age kiddos do you think that you're going to watch?
I'm hoping from infant to 5.
Infant to 5?
Yes.
Okay. 5-year-olds may be off into kindergarten since that's available, but certainly you'll have the population of the rest of the kids. Okay. Do you guys have any questions? I don't have any other questions to ask. Nelson, do you?
I had a few.
Sure.
Have you checked the septic system's capacity? Are they okay with this, or does this need some special approval for the septic, you know?
I don't know if it needs specific approval. We have gotten our septic checked when we bought the house. We actually just got it drained. In the future, the near future, we are gonna replace the septic tank.
Yeah, okay, but you knew about that?
Yes.
And you have looked into it?
Yes.
I just wondered how you were gonna drop off and pick up the kids, and it sounded like you've got a schedule worked out. I don't know if that's
Correct. I
right.
usually work with a schedule. I contract the parents individually specific times.
Yeah,
And normally, if the parents are gonna be late, they would call me within 15 minutes to let me know like exactly what time.
yeah. I think we don't want people backing into Barbusick Lake Road. I guess that was my,
Right.
My
There
main
is
concern.
enough space for them to be able to pull forward, turn around in the parking lot, and pull out forward.
yeah,
And then the children will be dropped off pretty much at where the front door is. There's a walkway.
yeah.
So the children would get off right there, walk up the walkway, either to the front door or to behind the house, and then hand it over to me.
Yeah, okay, it looks like there's plenty of room there, and it looks like it would work the way she said, but just wanted to be sure you were aware of that concern of people
Absolutely.
backing into Barbusick Lake
Yeah,
Road.
that's a good
Um,
point.
And I think you've described the fences being, if they're needed, they'd be on the north side of the property where you're gonna have the play area. That's
Correct.
gotta be fenced in if you have one, right? Okay.
If the state requires it, they certainly would have to. Whether we would choose to require it separately is up to us, but I think we'd just defer to the state. They know childcare better than we do.
Yeah, but she said she would do it, so.
Yeah, well, she said she would if the state requires it.
Oh, okay, I missed that part.
That's what you meant, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Where's the board? Casey, is there anything that we haven't covered in our questions that are needed for the record?
Whether or not she proposes a sign.
That's a great question. Do you want to have a sign out in front of the property that says
We
take care
would-
business or something?
Yeah, we would like to have a small 2 square feet sign. I'm not sure when, but we would like to have one at some point.
Okay. Do you know where you'd like to put it?
I was thinking the front right corner. I don't know if you can see where the lawn is. So the corner of Babusick and Bambi.
Okay. I think a 2 square foot sign is exactly the limit for a home occupation, so
Yes.
you should be able to get that approved. The exact location's gonna depend on making sure it's back far enough from the road that it's not in the right of way,
Okay,
because the right of way stretches out from the pavement a little bit further than some of the grass is actually part of the right of way. Okay, that shouldn't be an issue. You have to talk to the town department about the sign to get a permit for it when
Okay.
a time comes, but shouldn't be a planning board issue. Anything else that Neil?
Yeah, just curious, in the downstairs where you're gonna have the children, is there a separate bathroom facility for them?
there is. We have a 3/4 bathroom in the basement, right next to the room.
Any kind of kitchenette or anything like that?
We don't have a kitchenette. I'm going to have parents bring lunches for the children. So we do have a refrigerator down there, but we're not going to be using like a stove or anything like that during business hours.
The state's regulation of daycares also dives into the food service and meal planning and sanitation and all that piece too, so
Yeah.
they're gonna have a bunch of those standards to have to comply with, and I think when it's 6 and under, doing what they said, and basically everything's disposable and going out in the trash, nothing's getting washed, will suit the state's regulations.
So,
Okay, for the purpose of the record, are there,
Yeah, just one more thing. Excuse me. You said that the hours were gonna be from 7 AM to like 5:30 PM.
PM, correct.
Is there a chance for that to change, to go a little bit later in any other seasons, or?
I don't anticipate it going any later. I do have children of my own,
Uh-huh.
sports and all that fun stuff. So I like to put them first and,
Yeah.
business second. So I'm actually hoping my schedule won't go past 4 PM as it was in Massachusetts. But
Okay.
I know that maybe things might be a little bit farther here, so I'm just open to the 5:30 in case.
So you don't anticipate any like twilight hours or in the dark or
No.
anything like that?
No.
Okay.
5:30 will be in the dark in the
Yep.
winter.
In the winter, yeah,
Yep.
so I guess that leads me to ask, is there any existing lighting along the walkways?
There
Or do you
is.
plan on putting any in over by the play area for access to the basement?
So there is lighting completely around the entire house.
Okay.
It's pretty bright, too. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's lighting. It's all lit up.
Okay. For the purposes of the record, although I don't think we're going to have any, but is there any abutter or citizens who wish to weigh in? Sure, come on in. Come on. Yep, use that microphone right there, introduce yourself, name and address, and tell us what's on your mind.
I believe she answered almost all my questions.
Oh, good.
So just,
Let's start with your name and address.
Robert LaCroix, 3 Bambi Trail, Merrimack. I live directly behind her.
Okay,
I'm hearing impaired, so I think I caught everything. 5 to 6 children?
yes, that's what she said.
Okay, and 7 to roughly 5:30.
Yes,
The play area is going to be, if you're facing the house, to the right.
Correct.
yes,
Okay, my only concern then is the sign. As you come out of Bambi Trail onto Babusick Lake Road, it's very difficult to see to the left.
Okay.
So I'm just worried that the sign would block that view even more, so that we couldn't see coming out of Bambi Trail.
it's an excellent point. The sign permitting process specifies the location in a way to protect you from exactly that.
Okay.
So, and even then, the right-of-way is gonna be probably 8 or 10 feet off of Babusick Lake Road, so
Oh.
it'll be back from the road.
And the size of the sign.
2 square feet,
Perfect.
the size of a for sale sign on a real estate.
No.
The size of a
I
political
like my
sign.
neighbors.
What's that? Good. Yeah, it's not much, true, it's not much bigger than that.
Yeah,
It's
to
pretty
be
small.
honest, we're not even set in stone, just for the simple fact that we're not even sure people will be able to see it, so.
Yeah, well, and the other thing that you'll find out more than likely is, once you've identified the number, your 6 families, you don't really need more advertising, and you're not gonna have someone knocking on your door saying, can I drop my kid off? So.
Right.
Mr. LaCroix, do you have anything else that you want to add to it?
No, all set.
Excellent, thank you so much for your testimony. There's nobody else in the room, so with that, we'll close the public hearing. It sounds like you got good neighbors that are supportive of you as well. Obviously, they want you to be, good neighbors as well, and, make sure that it works in harmony with the neighborhood, but it sounds like you've thought about all those things. You said you've done this business in Massachusetts for 5 or 6 years?
6 years, yeah.
In your own place or working for
In our
somebody
own
else?
home, yeah.
Okay. How many kids did you watch in Massachusetts?
I was licensed for 8.
Okay. Did you ever have any complaints from the neighbors or any problems with the state licensure
no.
in Massachusetts?
No.
Awesome. Great.
I keep hearing you say "we" and "our." You said that you're,
Oh, because the house is under my fiance's name,
okay.
so that's why.
And he won't have any part of that, he did,
No, he works outside of the home, I work inside of the home.
Okay.
But it's just his house, so I always say we.
He's given permission for her to do this.
yeah, I keep hearing "we" and "our," so I just,
Yeah.
the plural throws me off a little bit, so.
No worries. Good question, though. Any other discussion by members of the board? What's the will of the board with respect to this position?
This motion, Mr. Chairman,
Mr.
I would
Motion.
make a motion. I would like to make a motion to grant approval to this application for the home occupation. And
With conditions stated in
with
the
the
memo.
conditions stated in the memo by Casey Wolf.
I'll
Is there a
second.
second? Motion and a second to grant conditional final approval. If there's no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstaining? 500. Okay, so you're all set. You'll get a letter from the town with what are the conditions that you have to meet, and they're, listed in this memo that they've probably already given you a copy of.
Okay.
So you'll know what those are. They're not very difficult. And welcome to town.
Thank you.
Welcome to the neighborhood too. I guess we're neighbors.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Appreciate it.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's see, I used to have an agenda. Here it is.
Other possible aye.
Item 6 on our agenda is Gary and
Seven.
Diane Kudalis as the applicant and owners, review for acceptance and consideration of a site plan to construct a 6,000 square foot equestrian training facility and related site improvements. The parcel is located at 102 Joppa Road in the R2 Residential and Aquifer Conservation Districts, Tax Map 6C, Lot 388, Case Planning Board 2021-37. This applicant has asked for a continuance to our October 19th meeting. What is the will of the board?
I will so move with no further
Notice to abutters.
notice to abutters.
Is there a second?
Yes.
Second by Nelson.
Jamie was trying to get in there.
Oh, let her go. let her-
Jamie can have the second.
Yeah, I yield my time to Jamie.
There you go. I was actually looking forward to hearing with this one. I always
Just trying
like
to get
hearing
up to the
before.
mic here.
I'm sorry.
I gotta start looking left and then I won't see them over there. Okay, motion properly seconded to continue it to our October 19th meeting with no further notice to abutters. All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstaining? 500 to continue that item. We are up to 7, which is discussion and possible action regarding other items of concern. Does anyone have any other items of concern? I'll certainly use the soapbox to ask for more members. Please come join our planning board.
I'm trying.
We need more folks. Always need more folks. There is a fair chance that the October meetings, both of them, I may be out of town and either looking to participate by telephone, which means Paul would probably chair it, and I'd just be participating because he can't chair it from a phone.
No,
But Paul's more than capable of chairing those meetings, and if there's a quorum without me, I may not even bother messing with the phone for folks.
He's actually doing a nice job.
He is. I'm really pleased to have his
Have the
backup there
youth.
for that. Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see how all that folds out, but one way or another, we'll get the people's business done.
Yep.
No other discussion items?
Question,
Nelson?
Mr. Chairman. At one point, I think when Tim was here, we talked about maybe for next year, doing something with the master plan. Is that still on the radar, or I was just curious? You know?
It hasn't ever been taken off the radar, but I don't know if the radar is all that functional.
Okay.
It needs a reminder from time to time
Okay.
to nudge that forward.
All right.
There's your reminder.
Yeah, we have. And so there's I guess two parts to that. And one is take an inventory of the 2013 master plan to figure out where we stand with things and what might need further
That'd be a good
attention or
start, yeah.
whatever. And the part two to that is we're on the doorstep of doing the next generation of that master plan.
Yeah.
And I think the town's already had in their capital budget, we've seen a couple of times, some money to support that. So that'll be available. I think that as we go forward with that, it'll be a different process than before, because I don't think VHB is still in the business of doing support of master plans, and
Yeah.
certainly Gordon's not around.
Yeah.
And maybe we'd go with a different entity anyway, just to have a little variety and different voice with things, but I think last time there was them and another private firm and then NRPC
Yeah.
that offered to help, so we'll probably have a couple of choices for who might be able to help us with that. But thanks for the reminder of it. Casey, can you let Tim know that it came up, and as a part of the discussion, it'll work its way back into the loops of things. Other discussion items?
I had a question pertaining to the update of the Merrimack Planning Board Rules of Procedure.
Okay.
After last meeting, there was an update, and I read through the Rules of Procedure, but I don't know what the update was, because I didn't have anything to compare it to.
Casey, do you happen to know what the update was about last time? I wasn't here, so honestly.
Yeah, I don't actually remember off the top of my head. I can pull it up and see if I can update you. Yeah.
I don't know.
There wasn't anything in the minutes.
Okay, we'll have to figure it out and circle back to the answer on that. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I just, reading through it, I didn't see anything that jumped out at me as a change.
No. I keep
So
missing my opportunity to make the change that I want, which is all of the signature blocks go in the lower right corner of the plans, and they only get 5 sets of plans signed for free.
Oh, yeah.
And more than that, they gotta pay up to get 28 copies, what they seem like they want sometimes.
Neil, in the minutes, it actually says, to make consistent with the zoning board, the date of the annual meeting of the board, and to modify requirements regarding audio-video recording of meetings in light of current practices.
Okay, that was the amendment?
That was the
That one-
amendment.
that was-
That's
okay.
what the amendments were, and then there were little words throughout that support that supports.
Those
Okay.
concepts.
Yeah, there wasn't a major change.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, just little
again,
tweaks.
I read through
Yeah.
the reg, and I guess I didn't
Yeah.
recognize that as a change, but.
It might be worthwhile to just redistribute that, even electronically, to all the board members, just to kind of update them. I haven't looked at those regulations in a long time either.
I have a stack of books at home that
Not a
are,
book, no, I was thinking more of an electronic version.
yeah.
It would be a quick review via community TV. Just click on that meeting date
Yeah.
and listen to the first 5 minutes, that's all it was.
Okay. Thank you.
And the original is probably on there
Yeah.
too, come to think of it, now that
Yep.
you
But that
remind me.
would tell you what what the discussion was about, anything clarifying.
Casey, just send us to the right page. You probably don't have to do anything.
There we go. Okay, let's move on our agenda. Item number 8
I'm going to yield to Jamie.
is the approval of the minutes of September 7th, 2021.
Oh, and I make a motion to
Yeah,
approve
you
the
can.
minutes? Okay, then I will make a motion to approve the minutes.
All right. Is there a second for Jamie's motion?
Must be Neil's turn.
I'll second.
Neil
I'll
seconds.
second that motion with enjoyment.
Are there any comments on the minutes of Tuesday, September 7th, 2021?
I have a comment, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, please.
I think I should get credit for being present at that meeting. I'm not listed among the members present and, or absent. I'm just not mentioned. And
That's a good catch.
it's one of those things that
If you
you,
weren't appointed as a,
later on I was appointed, but, so I must have been there.
at some point.
Yeah, you talked and stuff.
Could you
Seconded
amend the
a lot of
minutes?
motions.
Could your motion amend the minutes to include myself as being present?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay.
Mover and second.
I second that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, when it comes to minutes, we don't necessarily go back and remove and resecond for all the changes. But any other changes that anybody sees in the minutes of September 7th, 2021? I think it's one of the rare occasions in 10 years where I'm on the absentee list.
Yes.
I haven't missed a
Yeah.
great many. Certainly, this isn't the first, but it hasn't been very many. Okay.
All in favor?
No more changes. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstaining? 5-0-0 to approve the minutes. That brings us to the potential motion to adjourn. Who's going to make that motion?
So moved.
Neil makes the motion to adjourn. Who's
I'll
second?
second that.
Jamie seconds. the
Okay.
motion.
We got
Gotta
in
be
there.
quiet.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? 5-0-0. Thank you all for the work, and don't forget to turn your microphone off.